That voicemail sat on her phone for 3 days, a tiny blinking light that felt more like a warning. Maria Thompson already knew who it was from. The hospital number never changed, and neither did the fear that seized her heart whenever it appeared. Living in a small San Antonio apartment surrounded by peeling paint and secondhand furniture, Maria felt the weight of her world. At 41, she worked 2 jobs cleaning offices at dawn and waiting tables at night just to keep the lights on and food on the table, though the fridge was often bare. Life had taught her to be a quiet survivor, to never ask for help. Her son, Ethan, was her entire world. At 17, he was smart and sensitive, but he carried a sadness Maria didn't know how to reach. After his father left years ago, Ethan learned what abandonment felt like. He grew quiet, his grades slipped, and his smile vanished. Maria saw it all, but exhaustion was a constant whisper in her ear. Just one more shift, just one more week. On the 4th day, her hand trembling, she finally pressed play. It was the school counselor. "Mrs. Thompson, please call me. We're concerned about Ethan." That afternoon, sitting in a cold office chair, the counselor's words hit her like a physical blow. Ethan had written something in an essay. Words about feeling invisible, about not wanting to wake up anymore. The floor fell out from under her. That night, she sat on the edge of his bed as he stared at the wall. "Why didn't you tell me you were hurting this much?" she asked, tears streaming down her face. Ethan's voice was flat, empty. "You're always tired. You already have too much on you." Those words cut deeper than any anger ever could. In that moment, Maria realized a devastating truth. Love isn't enough if the other person can feel it. The next morning, Maria did something she had never done before. She called in sick. Then she did something even harder. She quit her night job. The fear was immediate. Bills, rent, groceries, but for the first time in years, she chose presence over panic. That evening, she cooked dinner from scratch, just rice, beans, and chicken. She sat across from Ethan at their small table. "Tell me everything," she said softly, "even the ugly parts. I'm not going anywhere." At first, he just shrugged. Then, his shoulders began to shake. The words poured out of him the loneliness, the pressure, the feeling of being a burden, the belief that no one would even notice if he disappeared. Maria reached across the table and took his hands. "You are not a burden," she said, her voice firm. "You are the reason I wake up every day, and if I ever made you feel otherwise, I am so sorry." They cried together, not loudly, but honestly. The weeks that followed weren't a magic fix. Therapy was expensive. Maria sold her old jewelry. She walked everywhere to save bus fare. She skipped meals, making sure Ethan never knew. But every single night, they talked. Sometimes about the pain, sometimes about nothing at all. One evening, Ethan showed her a sketchbook filled with incredible drawings, faces, emotions, shadows slowly turning into light. "You're so talented," Maria whispered. "I want to be an artist," he admitted, almost embarrassed. Maria smiled through her tears. "Then we'll find a way." Months later, a community center offered a free art program for teens. Ethan applied, and he got in. The first time Maria saw him standing next to his artwork at an exhibit, her chest filled with something she hadn't felt in years, hope without fear attached to it. That night, Ethan hugged her tightly. "Mom," he said, "thank you for choosing me." Maria closed her eyes. "I always did, I just forgot to show it." Years later, sitting in the audience at his high school graduation, she held a single rose and remembered that unopened voicemail. She thought about how icily everything could have gone differently. Life didn't get easy. She still worked hard, still worried. But she had learned a profound truth. Sometimes, saving a life doesn't look like a dramatic rescue. Sometimes, it just looks like showing up. It looks like listening. It looks like choosing love when fear tells you that you can't afford to. If you're tired, overwhelmed, or afraid, you're failing someone you love. Remember Maria's story. Your presence matters more than perfection. Your time matters more than money. Choosing to be there for someone today might just save their life tomorrow. Because the people who need us most don't always ask for help. They just wait, hoping we'll notice before it's too late. Thank you for watching.